Let's write our first function. Here we are supposed to write a C program which defines a function called calsum. So calsum can take three integers. It's going to compute the sum and returns the result back to main. The program that we are going to write right now, it can be compiled and you can execute as well. So let's see how you can write this. The first step is write the main function, then write int a comma b comma c comma sum. So basically we are going to compute the sum of a, b and c and store the result in sum, but this time using functions. Now make the function prototype declaration. As you can see, calsum takes three integers, computes the sum and returns the result back to main. In this case, the return type would be integers because the sum of three integers would be an integer. Unless you want to return a floating point number, let's say the computed result was 10. If you return a float, it would be 10.0. But let's make it much more simpler. Let's assume that you want to return an integer. So int calsum. It takes three integers. Let's assume the integers are int x, int y, and int z, semicolon. This step is very much similar to declaring variables. When you declare variables, you're telling main that, hey, a, b, c, and sum are variables that I can use in my code, and all of them are of type integers. Similarly, making this declaration tells main that there is a function called calsum which has the capability to take three integers, perform some operation, and then return, return an integer. Next, I'm going to initialize a, b, and c. A is 10, b is 20, and c is 30. Ideally, I could have just computed the sum right here without writing another function, but that is not the point of this problem. Then I'm going to say sum equals calsum a comma b comma c, semicolon. Basically, you are making a call to the calsum function and sending in the values of a, b, and c. Printf sum equals percentile d comma sum, return 0. Just outside of main, once you're done with main, you're going to write int calsum int x int y int z. Then I'm going to write int d equals x plus y plus z, and then return d. Let me explain to you in more detail as to what happens here. So we are done with declaring the variables, declaring the function, initializing a, b, and c, and then here you are making a call to the calsum function. So this is basically calsum of a is 10, b is 20, c is 30. Once you make a call, the value of a is stored in x, that is x is equals to 10. The value of b is stored in y, so y equals to 20. And the value of c is stored in z, so z equals to 30. Again, you have another variable in d. D equals to x plus y plus z. So basically, d is going to store 60. And this equation or this statement translates to return 60. Return type is integer, so 60 is returned. When 60 is returned, all of this becomes 60. Basically, this translates to sum equals to 60. And then you can print the value of sum. So you say sum equals to 60 here, and then end the program. This is how a function is written, and this is how it works. Now the key parameters here are a, b, and c, x, y, and z. A, b, and c are known as your actual parameters. X, y, and z are known as your formal parameters. Remember, A, B, C are local to main function. X, Y, and Z are local to calsum function. What that means is A, B, and C can only be accessed in your main function. X, Y, and Z can only be accessed in your calsum function. If you try to write D equals to A plus B plus C right here, then it's going to say error because A, B, and C are not local to calsum. The reason you're able to use X, Y, and Z is because remember here, when you're making a call, you're copying the values of A to X, B to Y, and C to Z, which means whatever value was there in A is getting written in X as well. So you're making another copy. That is why you're able to use X, Y, and Z in your calsum and A, B, and C in your main function. Similarly, if you try to write, let's say for example here, sum equals X plus Y plus Z, then it's going to report an error saying that X, Y, and Z are not declared and they are not local to main. So this is one point that you should be really careful with functions.